Welcome back, everyone. It's wonderful to see you again. Thank you for all the video clips you've been sending us. I've loved seeing our kids at home working out with their moms and dads. I've loved seeing you training on your own. And I really appreciate all the feedback that we got by email and on Facebook. That's terrific. We're very grateful for that and hope to keep you training, keep you moving forward, and keep you motivated. So, we received lots of emails, as I said, from moms and dads. One of them had a really good question in it, in that she said that we usually rely on the instructors to help our kids to do the warm-ups and the stretches, and wondered if you had a routine for that. So first of all, I hope you all know the daily dozen. I will make sure that you have an opportunity to get a link for that, or you can email me and I'll send you a PDF of that. But also, we want to make sure that you have the warm-ups that are appropriate for each of those stretches. So you want to do two things. One is make sure that you're doing some kind of general body warm-up before you're doing any difficult physical activity. And then the second thing is you want to make sure that you are warming up the specific muscles or the specific muscle areas before you really challenge them with static stretching or pressure stretching, or even really strong stretches that you're doing standing and swinging your leg. So let's make sure that we're being sensible, make sure that we're graduating up through the levels of difficulty, and I'll give you some examples on stretch number 1 through 4 from our daily dozen right now, and then hopefully you can figure out some on your own for all of the others. But again, the idea is stretch warm up the area that you want to stretch. And so I'll give you these examples. If you want more examples of stretch number 5 through 12, then I'm very happy to do those as well for you. So stretch number 1 is a relatively gentle stretch, if you're careful, with the hamstring. So you can do a relatively gentle warm-up with it. So one way you can do that is just to switch legs each time, lifting up like this towards your chest. And this will work the areas that we're going to be stretching in a minute. It's also pulling on them a tiny bit to get them ready and warmed up for the stimulation we're going to give them with static stretching. So next is, if that's too easy for you, you're hitting your chest every time, is bring your leg on the outside of your shoulder. Still be careful to keep your balance. All instructors have seen our flexible kids whack themselves in the face with their knee when they're kicking or stretching. So make sure that you're using range of motion that's sensible, and make sure you're aiming at targets that are not going to get hurt from these kind of things. Okay, so stretch number 1, I think we all know. So we're going to put one leg out in front of us. And if you want to make this a little bit easier, you can put your foot underneath your leg before you stretch, or you can put it right beside your leg, or you can put it on top of your leg, depending on how flexible you already are, how much you want to challenge yourself. So make sure that you're not leaning down and leaning forward. That's not the idea of the stretch. The idea of the stretch is to activate the hamstrings, so you're going to come up as tall as you possibly can and lean your chest forward. So lean out with your chest. Don't let your ego get involved with how far your hands are reaching. Just up and lean forward, keeping your back straight. You should be able to feel it. If not, again, you can put your foot on top of there. You can grab the bottom of your feet. You can grab your toes and pull your heel up off the ground. So, then change sides. And same thing. Sit up really tall, back straight, neck straight, lean forward. But more think about leaning out, forward rather than down. And then you can reach, but that's not the goal. The goal is to make sure that we're well warmed up for other stretches and kicks. All right, so number 2 is a little bit more pressure on both the hamstrings at the same time, and so it will get your attention a lot more. So that one we may want to do a little bit bigger warm up on that one. So we can put 2 hands in front of us, make sure you're down over the balls of your feet, keep your heels on the ground, and squat all the way down as deeply as you can. So all the way down, use the full range of our knees, full range of our ankles. And again, you should be doing some general warm-up so that this will be safe for you. Again, if you have knee problems, knee surgeries, then just do 90 degrees or whatever you can safely do, but you should be able to use the full range of your knees, full range of your ankles, if at all possible. Okay, so stretch number 2. Same idea as stretch number 1. Pull your toes up towards you and sit up really tall and then lean out. Try to put your chest over the top of your toes. Alright, so I tell my karate kids, you've got to get your nose to your toes, but it takes a nose like mine to be able to do that. So lean forward. I told you that my dog might be trying to teach some of these lessons too, right? So you might be able to hear him. Alright, so stretch number 2. Alright, stretch number 3 seems like it's a hip stretch, and it can be depending on how you do that, but it really is mostly a hamstring stretch again. So what we can do to warm up the hip area is something like jumping jacks. So let's go in the same direction. We're going to have our legs going when we do stretch number 3, or, this is another good one for stretch number 12, is star jump. Star jump, okay? So doing a whole jumping jack in the air. Alright, so stretch number 3 means that we're going to have our feet however far is comfortable for you. But again, there are some things that will give you cues that you're stretching too far. One, of course, is your body talking to you. Another one is that your feet will either flop over or your knee will bend. So that means you're probably stretching too far. So 3 ways we can do number 3. One is to lean over to the inside like this. If you can reach your foot, that's fine, but that's not the goal. And then up. Again, body straight, spine straight, neck straight. And lean over on the inside. Reach wherever you can. If you can grab and pull, that will help you get a little more stretch. And then down the middle, same thing. Not trying to put our heads on the floor, but trying to put our chest on the wall opposite us. So lean out forward. Now there are lots of people who can keep their spine straight and put their chest on the floor. That's wonderful. Do that if you can, but make sure your chin is up, the chest on the floor. If that's too easy for you, put your belly button on the floor. Okay, so leaning forward this way. All right, stretch number 3. Now, stretch number 4 is for shoulders. So warming up the range of our shoulders. So we all know our favorite shoulder stretch or warm up is push up. So plank your body and press. And then your shoulders should be warmed up for stretch number 4. So melt as high as you can get it in the air, and you can just roll forward and back a little bit to stretch the frontal deltoids. Okay, hope that's helpful for you. And again, let me know if you want some specific ones for the other stretches that we didn't get to today. Thank you. Welcome back, everyone. So a couple of days ago, we worked on creating our own sparring combinations. And so I want to make sure that you have the opportunity to do that and get ready for some testing sparring combinations that we think will be good for this. So let me talk to you about how many combinations do you have and how many combinations do you need? Well, it's always best to do ones that you know really, really well. So we'll only do a couple today, but I want to give you a sense of how many you really have. This was an early lesson that Grandmaster Hawkins taught us when we were getting ready for tournaments, especially the national tournament circuit. So if you have 3 moves and you do a 3-move combination and you don't repeat any of those techniques during the 3-move combination, that's 3 choices you have on the first one, 2 on the second one, and 1 on the third one. That is 6 combinations. So if you do repeat them, then of course you have 3 times 3 times 3, which is 27. What about if you have 4? So 1, 2, 3, 4. What if you have 4 techniques? Well, that would be 4 times 3 times 2 times 1, which would be 24 combinations. That's a lot, right? Just from 4 techniques. And if you did repeat them, you'd have 4 times 4 times 4 times 4, which I think is 256. That's a lot of combinations. Here's the thing though, some of those you don't want to use. So let's go back to talk about those basics. Most of the time, whether you're aggressing or defending, you want to use front hand or front foot to break the distance or to make the distance. So let's just start out with a couple of those. So my dog thinks I might have got the math wrong, so he's trying to correct me. I hope I got it right. Anyway, there you go. Maybe he'll help us with some new combinations. All right, so let's try this. We're going to move forward and we're going to jab. Remember, that represents front hand, 2 and 3. So I think we did this one the other day. So moving forward, leaving this hand right where it is. Reverse, look where my other hand went back to protect myself because I'm turning towards the person, and then knee up quickly to defend that hole. When I'm facing this way, there's a big hole here. I want to get that knee up quickly to protect myself from counterattack. Okay, so move forward, go, go. All right, you can do exactly the same thing going backwards. So 1, oh yeah, I didn't add that, did I? So if you're going forward, backward, left or right, whether you're angling or circling, I guess that's 4 times each of those numbers that I just gave you. So that makes even bigger numbers. Okay, so, and you could be changing directions during the combination too, right? Wow, now the number's getting astronomical. Anyway, here we go. We're going to slide away from the person. So slide and stick. So make distance and stick. Hopefully, if we stuck him strongly, we've got him frozen, and then we can come with our back leg again. If not, jab, cross, and he's still advancing, change his mind about that, okay? So, 3 moves used a couple of different ways, right? So let's try that again. So, fade away, punch, he's not giving us space, lead leg. Fade away, punch, back leg front kick, all right? So there's a couple of ways to use one combination. So, practice this one a lot of times. Jab, make the distance, cross, and front kick. 1, 2, 3, and try fading. 1, 2, 3. Other side, fade. 1, 2, 3. So please notice when we're kicking, both hands are up and elbows are in. Elbows are in. All right? So now you can add your favorite kick to that. We looked at the other day, jab, cross, inward axe. We looked at jab, cross, outward axe. We looked at jab, cross, jab, cross, jab, side kick. So that takes us up to 4. Jab, cross, jab, side kick. And again, those can be used aggressing or defending, depending on how our partner is reacting. So choose 1 or 2 and practice them 1,000,000 times. And when I see you on testing, I'll be able to notice that you use your front hand for defense, your front hand for offense, your front foot for defense, your front foot for offense, and I'll be really happy that you're staying covered and protected all the time that you're throwing other techniques. Okay? So good luck with that. Practice hard, and I'll look forward to watching you do that soon. One of the most natural things we do is to compare ourselves to others, and others to ourselves. This may be one of the most normal things we do, but it can also be one of the most harmful. So instead of comparing, let's focus on serving others. Serving others gets us outside of ourselves. Serving others breaks down barriers. Serving others makes a difference in their lives and in ours. Serving others shows us our best selves. We and our families really need this right now. Then if we feel really compelled to make a comparison, we can make a healthy comparison of ourselves today versus ourselves yesterday. So, how did Ben Franklin feel when he discovered electricity? Shocked!